Hi, I'm back. Got me a blazer and a scarf because it's so cold where I am. Yes. So now we're going to discuss the Arsenal fiasco. It's been a really interesting week for Arsenal last week. We started with the CSK Moscow game, which we won 6-3 on aggregate. Now we're headed to the semi-finals against the Atletico Madrid. Yes. But I think all Arsenal fans are now scared of Atletico Madrid because chances of us making it through past the semi-finals have just gone down. So that was the game we won. CSK Moscow now has to undergo UEFA disciplinary proceedings. Yes, because their fans were bad boys and girls. They were lighting up fireworks in the stadium. They were blocking the staircase where they were seated, and they were throwing objects into the field, all of which contravene UEFA's safety and security procedure measures. So CSK Moscow will have to pay a hefty fine for their fans' disobedience. But I like how wrong they are. Like, you remember during the first leg, they were stripping when they were playing at our place. Now when we go to their place, they're doing all this weird bananas. This is such a fun team. It was with such fun fanatics, yeah, if I should say so. So yeah, that's what happened for the Europa Cup quarterfinals. It's over now. We're all into the semi-finals. And then the weekend came. So I was super happy with Arsenal. Oh my god, so much hope. Look at us being better than we've been this entire season. And then Newcastle happened. So if you do not know, we lost that Newcastle game. And it's a big deal. It's not a small deal. This is an actual big deal. This means losing that Newcastle games means that we have no points away from home this season. Yeah. The only other team that is close to that appalling record is something called Tamworth. Like, it plays in Division 6 or something. We are the only team in the top 4 divisions without an away point. That's how bad it is. I've read that this is the worst record we've had since 1984. Yeah, so we've lost 5 consecutive away games. Our away form is pathetic, and right now we're barely holding on to 6th place. I don't know how much longer we can contain Burnley. Like, I cannot even imagine a situation where Burnley goes ahead of us in the Premier League table. That would just be shocking. But I think it's important for me. I keep telling people I think it's important we go down this deep so that like Wenger can go. Like, we're no longer just being average, we're poor, and it's time for Wenger to go. So let's just see what happens about that. So what is our problem? Why do we have such an appalling away form? First, let's just start with the fact that, like in the Newcastle game, Callum Chambers is not playing his rightful position. He's being forced to play in the right back position, and you can see him struggle. So if Wenger ever gets this memo, maybe he'd want to change his position. Secondly, I'd like us to talk about the defense, our appalling defense. I don't know how many times we can criticize Mustafi and nothing happens. Like, he's having the most difficult season of his career, and it's blowing up in our face as a team. So he's the embodiment of why we're losing these games, because he's not playing to the standard we expect him to play. Like, we paid a lot of money for this boy, and all he does is just stand there and look like he can't react quick enough to stop a potentially dangerous attack. It's the same thing that happened against Shane Long during the Southampton game the other week, and now during this weekend's game with Newcastle. Perez did the same thing to him. Like, Mustafi couldn't just react quick enough to ensure that that ball doesn't go in, and he's putting Peter Cech in such a precarious position, and our other goalkeepers in such precarious positions when he's not covering his position well. So yeah, that's the main weakness we have. We have poor defense, but also our midfield is not as strong as we should expect. I wish we had a midfield like Liverpool's. Yeah, but that's not gonna happen soon anyway. So what's wrong with our midfield? Everything. Everything has been wrong with our midfield since Coquelin left, and I am not ashamed to say that. Granit, that name, Xhaka, he is not a holding midfielder, Wenger. No matter how many times you try to play him in that position, he will not learn. So it's time to change. Who else? El Nani has had his bright moments for the last few games. Like you see, he's really trying, and his spontaneity is a breath of fresh air. But sometimes he's not fast enough against the opponents who are flying past him, and it gets difficult for him to win the ball back when he loses, or when another Arsenal player loses the ball in the midfield area. So those are our weakest links. But Mustafi, for real, if Wenger goes, may you go also, because I'd love to say like this is a one-off thing, like you're going to get better next season, but I really don't see it. Yeah, so that is us. Worst away form in like recent history, and we're only going farther down if we continue, especially with the games that are coming up for the remainder of the season. But anyway, wish us luck against Atletico Madrid if you care, and I'll see you later.